So consolidation was introduced in the Business Central earlier, but the use of this was restricted to a single environment where you can do the consolidation between the companies in a single environment. With this release, Microsoft has introduced ability to work inter environments, and you can consolidate the companies from a different environment into a single consolidate company. Now, this particular feature is not only restricted to a single tenant. Now, tenant, what I mean by tenant is it's like an workspace which is provided to a entity, your organization's entity. So let's say if you have a two entities, one is situated in UK and one is in the US, so you will get a two different tenants. Okay, so that is what I mean by the tenant. So you can have connections between the two different tenants as well. Okay, so let's move to the demo. So here, as you can see, I have opened the three different environments. One is my production environment, one is my environment one, and one is my consolidation environment. Now, before moving further, I would like to show you one important setup that needs to be done in the business units. So when I go to business units and click on the setup, you see here, enable company as a subsidiary. This is enabled. So in order to consolidate any company, this particular setup is very much important. If this setup is not enabled, you will not be able to consolidate that particular company. And this environment API will be useful in your setup during the consolidation. Just to avoid like to speed up the process, I have already completed the setup part. So if I go to business units, you can see that I have set up the two different companies, E1 and Prod. E1 is my environment one company, as you can see. And if I see the data import details here, you can see that I have used the API here, and based on that API, company has been selected. Similarly, if I look for the prod here as well, the production API has been selected and it is pointing to a specific company in the prod. Okay. Once you are done with the setup, you have to click on this consolidate and you can give a date range. So I am currently selecting the December's date range here, December 2022. I will click on next. So as you can see, currently it is showing in red, which means I need to grant the access to these two companies. So I will just click on the grant access, and as all the setups are already done, it will allow me to grant access. Yeah, if you see, these are turned green. That means I have access to these companies now, and I will just click on finish. Once I click the finish, it will start the consolidation process, which might take a while depending upon the data and the range of period you have provided. So as you can see here, the consolidation has been completed. Now let's verify the consolidation. For that, I will go to the trial balance report. And here I will use the same date range that I have used for the consolidation. So it was from 1st of December to 31st of December. Okay, and I will preview this one. So our report is ready, and as you can see, the entries are being consolidated. For simplification, I have taken the same amounts, like I haven't changed any value so that it will be easier to understand. So it has consolidated the values from E1 and prod, and at the end it has shown the sum of both these things. So quite useful feature for the finance in the organization.